prescription, yeah, demons don't like me. I'm on my body, moving holy nightly. Suit and tie, Bible business, keep these situations brief. Don't know what they told you, I'm a holy soldier.
So you ran across a video of Shedeur saying how he hasn't really found a barber in Cleveland because he's seeing too many, like the usage of enhancements. And he don't really like the enhancements. So what's your take on enhancements?
I think for an older barber is not handicapped by enhancements. And most younger barbers tend to handicap themselves by always using enhancement. And if you're going to be a barber in this era, in this season, you need to be multifaceted. You don't need to be one-dimensional. If you're only following the wave, it's a wave of being enhanced, pencil. If you're only following the wave, well, what are you going to do when the wave go down?
Yeah.
If the wave go down, if you was a barber that made sure the haircut was fire, then you're gonna always stay in season regardless to the wave. And I think that sometimes many barbers, they just get caught up in a wave, and when someone don't want or desire enhancement because they've handicapped themselves, they don't know how to give a decent, detailed haircut without using enhancement. I feel like we should be multifaceted when it comes to cutting hair. It's about cutting hair, first and foremost.
Yeah.
It's about getting the haircut right without any usage of any extra. Getting the haircut right. Learn to get the haircut right. And then if you want enhancement, if a person or client desires enhancement, you should be able to know how to use enhancement as well. And I think even when using enhancement, because you got to know how to use it. If you don't know how to use it, you're going to misuse it or you're going to abuse it. And what we see the people that even using enhancement, they are misusing it or even abusing it. And I think even if you're going to use enhancement, it still need to be some type of subtleness with it. It need to look natural and not look unnatural. And that's something we got to work on in this industry, or barbers need to work on making sure it still look natural even after I've used enhancement.
So where is the fine line? What would be your advice, to start mastering a more natural haircut with or without enhancement?
Yeah, I think we all need to look at what a natural, decent, detailed haircut looks like, and let that be the ultimate goal. So even if I'm using the enhancements, I'm still trying to get it as natural, as close to natural as possible. So when the client leaves, they're not mocked. They're not being looked at in a off the wall type of way. But people get to see them and still see, hey, it still look good, still look natural. It ain't too much. It ain't like it's painted. It still looks like it's the hair. Sometimes that's a difficult spot to find, but we got to find it. Even if the client likes it a lot, and the client like it, put it on heavy, put it on thick. Well, I think we need to counsel them. We need to be able to counsel the client. Yes, we're in the business where we're serving people, but I think we need to have a consultation with the client and kind of get them to see what's best. Can we pull away from this? Can we get it natural and pull away from it a little bit so that you can, when you leave here, you look decent, and it's not going to just it's going to wash off. It's going to fade off. But when it does fade off, is it still a detailed, decent haircut?
Yeah.
That's the goal. I think that's the goal. That even if it wears off, because even if you're using it like you should use it, when it wears off, what does the haircut look like? What does the haircut look like before enhancement? Does it look detailed and decent? And then when you put the enhancement on top of it, you're not hiding any flaws or any imperfections. You're not hiding your skills. What you're doing, you're just enhancing what's already there.
Yeah. So personally, how do you know when to apply an enhancement if a customer doesn't necessarily ask for it? And how often do you personally use enhancements, and how often do you just straight natural cut?
I think you should ask the client. I think you should first ask the client, do they want it? Is it okay for you to use a little enhancement on them? And, give them some level of comfort that you're not about to spray their whole head. You're not about to paint them, or let them know, show them where you want to put it at, because you might want to highlight a certain part of your haircut if you're trying to pose with it. I try to, I follow always trying to make it look natural. That's my goal, is to always make it look natural. So for me, I try to use it sparingly. Then sometimes it depends on the client. Even if they asking for it heavy, I'm still going to try to make that look as natural as I possibly can, if I can. Now, if they let's say if they just light across the front, my goal is to blend it first. It's to blend the light spots. So if it's light here, it's heavy here. I'm going to try to blend so it can look even all the way across. So I'm gonna go with that first. I'm gonna go with that look first. So even if I do enhance it, if the enhancement go away, or when it goes away, it still look like it was faded across there. So I'm gonna try to. 'Cause I guess that's part of my experience, part of my presupposition. I didn't come up on enhancements, so we had to. The client look and say, "Look, I got a little spot here." You had to figure out how to get it out there, because it was nothing else we could do. We couldn't revert to let me darken it up, So if he say, "There's a little light right here," you had to figure out how to remove the light spot, and then figuring out how to remove the light spot is dealing with the dark spot. So you don't want to touch the light spot, because if I'm fading the light spot, I'm perhaps making it worse. So I got to get where it's dark at and kind of blend that, so it could. We in the business of blending. I'm just blending it. I might be blending in another area.
Something come to mind when you're talking. Do you think conversations like this about enhancements, do you think it returns the mindset of the barber back to the skill of barbering? Conversations surrounding people like, "Oh, I don't really want them enhancements," bring you back to like barbers, like, all right, you gotta master
Correct.
skill.
Yeah, I do. I think so. I think it does make you think about the craft more than about just the outcome. Again, just this gonna go, this cut gonna go because of, it's dark. So I think it brings us back to the basis. Like, okay, I need to get my skills up. That's why I say it can handicap you. If I see that you got a light spot, I might say, okay, I'm just gonna put some black stuff on it. I'm just gonna put the black stuff, they're gonna cover it up. So what I'm doing is, I didn't much use no skills. All I did was cut it, cover it with the enhancements. And then guess what? The client, a couple of days, they back to normal. But if I can show this client, I can start blending this, lining, and it looks good just on the blend. And then if I decide to put enhancement on top of the blend, I'm kind of like putting a mist. I'm not, like hard on it. I'm misting it. So putting a mist so that when I do line it, it still look natural from afar. Now you might have to get up real close, but look natural from afar. Sometimes even using enhancement, I found myself leaving some spots. Like don't black it all the way across. Leave some openness, because who hair is really black all the way across? So I kind of leave so it can look natural. Again, it's subtle. So you look at it, you say, well, he can't have no enhancement because I still see it. Yeah, because I left it there so it could look natural and it does not look like it's paint.
That's a technique you learned or you developed?
I observed.
Gotcha.
I observed.
Yeah.
Again, my goal was to keep it natural. How can I make it look natural? So I found that some clients, they might have they line across the front can be all the way black. But then the person that don't have it, sometimes I just put it lightly and still show the, the little light spots, and not covering them up all the way total. So that's sometimes I do that a lot.
So for the people that may not know, like, what are enhancements? Just to.
Oh well, you know, you got different type of enhancements. You got fibers. You got the actual black spray. You got dye. Those are different type of enhancement that people use. I use the hair fibers sometimes, you know, a lot, because it kind of like it's hair. So you kind of like putting hair, so it can kind of give the illusion, hair illusion, give the illusion that it's hair, and then you kind of, you know, seal it with some type of spray, holding spray, to make it sit down.
Okay. So it's not like you offering a variety of.
No, not me.
Yeah, got you. I got you. You pick up like.
Well, I usually more or less use for the line enhancement, beard enhancement, for as the line aspect of it. I don't do the spray.
Yeah.
I've used the spray before, but it's also a certain way I believe you should use the spray. You know, and I've used it multiple ways. Like I've used the spray, but then I went on top of the spray with the hair illusion. So it can still look like it's natural. But it's difficult because you're spraying. So it's kind of hard to make it look natural when you're spraying. But you know, some people just they're heavy with it. They might have to pull back a little bit, and again, kind of fade with the spray. Yeah. Like you like a painter. Yeah. They call us painters now. They call barbers painters, you know. But y'all paint, y'all ain't cutting. Which sometimes it look like people that. And look, it's crazy. Because I used to tell them in the barbershop, I say, man, they are enhancing the fade. So, you know, I pay it close to. I say, man, these people are enhancing their fades. Like, even on tapers, you know, some of them are spraying the taper to make the taper look like it's uniform. I've seen it on low ball fade. They just sprayed the hair because they're looking for this complete uniformity with the hair, this pattern to be so smooth. So I seen them spray it just to make it look good. But that's when you gotta use your skills with your clippers too. Yeah. So that you gotta know how to grade the hair. You gotta know how to one barber called it spot mopping. You know, you gotta know how to use the edges to get in there, to get in certain spots so it can blend like that. So, but again, if you just thinking about you gonna cover it up, then you're not gonna work on your skills. You're gonna take the shortcuts. I think a lot of things can handicap barbers to take shortcuts, and we shouldn't take shortcuts, because at the end of the day, it's about the cut, not about the extra.
What's the name of the shop?
What shop?
Your shop.
Oh, Precision Cuts.
Yeah.
Thank you. Precision Cuts. The goal, the culture, the standard is to get the cut right. And it does take work. And most time people want to get into barbering, they might think it's a quick hustle. They might think it's flashy. But when we came into the game, we're trying to get the haircut right. We was taught about the cut, getting the cut right. Now what does that entail? How to get the cut right, but that's gonna take some skills. And you're gonna need to, you gotta look at a cut. You gotta see a cut, how a taper supposed to be, how a bald face supposed to be, how a mid face supposed to be, at least the foundation of it, and how to get to it.
With that line, that Jordan line.
Oh, what did they say? Like, share, subscribe to the channel. This is the Godfather. What's sad about what Shedeur said, it was sad commentary on the barber industry. Now, I don't know who he checked with, but if he can't find a barber that does not use enhancement, I think that's just ain't good. That's not good. It's just not good. Now, I don't know who he checked with, but if you ought to be able to call any and every barber and you sit in their chair and say, I don't want enhancement. and be cool with it. And the barber is cool with it. But because, again, I would say sometimes we're looking for viral moments. Okay, you cut his hair, you won't post his cut, you won't. Well, hey, let me give you another game. Let me give you some game. Let's say, okay, well, just take a picture with him. Don't post the cut there. If you just want the glory of cutting his hair, or take a picture of you standing behind him in process of cutting his hair without the finished work. Again, ask him to do a little story with you, and let him shout without having to show the haircut or this. So there's other ways you can still get to the results you might be looking for. So if you don't want enhancement, that's cool. You ain't got to get nothing. You ain't got to get no enhancement. I'm gonna flex on your haircut. I cut a guy. He played in the NBA, right? What is his name? Shout out Damon Jones. Cut him, right? He wanted it natural. He didn't want no extra. He didn't want, he had a fro. Yes, we could have enhanced and did all that, but he wanted as natural as it possibly. That's what I done. Cut him as natural. And I showed it. I showed him. I kept it natural. People know what's real and what's fake. Yeah, people know that. People know what's real and what's fake. And yeah, sometimes every line can't be squared up. Well, you can square it up, but you're going to have some pushback. But sometimes, man, let it be raw. Let it be real. This is what it is. This ain't no faking. So when you come over here, this is what you're getting. You come over here looking for Steve Harvey, and then you want Steve Harvey. You ain't got Steve Harvey hair. You want me to work a miracle. So now I'm trying to give you a Steve Harvey. Now I got to paint your hair. I ain't trying to trip on them. I got to do all that kind of stuff to give you a Steve Harvey. But if you can learn to accept how it is and appreciate what it is, then you can stay decent for the whole week. You look decent for the whole week.
You say it's like a sickness.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you understand you a little bit more as you talk. Like
Yeah.
when you say that. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a sickness because I'm not just looking to enhance. I'm looking to get a natural cut.
Yeah, and I had to, because you got to check yourself. I said, man, I'm using this stuff too much. I'm not about to use this stuff every haircut, And, so I pulled away myself. Because again, I come from an era that we have no enhancement, you know what I'm saying? And then when you start looking at haircuts, then I start looking at haircuts, I say, okay, well, yeah, that's why the line's so fire.
Right.
Your line fire because you use something extra. Now, that don't mean you can't use a razor, can't get your clippers, zero gap and things like that to get the line straight and accurate. Straight and sharp. But you have to check yourself and evaluate yourself and make sure you're just not caught up in what everybody else is doing. The wave, you're not caught up in the wave. How can I get you right? If you say you don't want enhancement, how can I get you right without using enhancement? And I can still post it and say, this is a fire haircut without enhancement. If we learn to be authentic, if we learn to be ourselves, sometimes we can want certain things and we want it for the wrong reason. So do you look at let's say you look at a person of interest. Do you look at their haircut and say, man, I would really like to cut their hair? Or you looking at them and say, I could cut their hair and they could put me on. That's a difference. So, barbers are, most barbers, they're like, boy, I wouldn't mind getting his head because you won't flex the haircut. So you got to check yourself and make sure you're not just looking for the moment. Because if you look for the moment, you might be skip steps, rushing to the conclusion, not following your normal steps, your normal process, because all you wanted was this moment. You didn't want to smash the cut. Because if you smash the cut, then you're going to get that moment plus more moments. Because that person going to tell somebody else how you treated them, your conversation, the cut, and everything. But if you're just looking for the moment, then your heart not right. You got the wrong motive. And sometimes they tell on you because you only went to it for that reason. And then you lost track of why they wanted you from the beginning. Why they wanted your service. They wanted your service because they saw something about your service. So remember, if somebody called on you, they want your service. Make sure you give them your service.
That's good. So, any advice you give to Shedeur?
Come to Plagma, Louisiana, Precision Cuts. We got multiple barbers in here that can cut your hair without using enhancement. And if you don't come, you ain't gotta come. Hey, what's a plane ticket? And you know, real talk, I'm sure they got somebody in the area that he's in that can cut it out without using enhancement. You just gotta find them. They might not even be on social media. It might be an OG barber that's been doing it. I'm sure they got somebody out there. Corey is a great example of a lot of things, right? Like, he don't post haircuts on social media. But yet, he got a plethora of clients. And he don't do no posting. So you ain't got to post to have clients.
Yeah.
Again, what is the goal? The goal is being able to provide for your family, being able to be booked, being able to service the community. Now, everybody process different. Of course, we old school, so we were doing this before there was Instagram, before there was Facebook, before there was any of this. We were cutting hair. And so it was word of mouth. Word of mouth gave us access, and it's still, word of mouth still works.
Oh yeah, that's the best publicity.
Word of mouth still works because your client is your business card.
Yeah.
And so, and Corey always say this. He say, people might go somewhere else, but he say my service is top tier, and he always say that how you service people, and that's we more client driven, more. Not saying the customer's always right, but we cater to the clients a lot. You know, we built a business like that. We built this business on that type of idea. So if they need to come in early because they're going to work, most times 9 to 10 we come together. If they want us to stay late, most times we stay. We're trying to work them in. We're trying to fit the client in. You know, there's a difference between clients and they say customers.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and so most people probably, when you're just in hustle mode, you might be just looking for customers. But if you're trying to build a foundation, you might want clients and client retention. So you can have some stability about yourself. And so you're trying to build clientele, and that can be bigger than just how you treat them. Or your timing. So or your timing, because you know people are busy in this day. Work fast. So you know can you service them timely and fashion in and out. That's so those things are important to people today. You know, because life is so fast, life is so busy, they can't sit in the barber shop for 4 hours to wait for a 30 minute. That's why people go to appointments. Back in the day, people sit. Too much happening like that today. Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, let's show some love. Yeah, show some love. It don't cost you nothing to like. It don't cost you nothing to subscribe. It don't cost you nothing to even comment.